Melissa, and you are watching another episode of Slabtown Slubs. I'm coming at you from Portland, Oregon, and I live here with my husband, Nick, and my three little boys, Mateo, Ivan, and Forrest, or Frosty, and our dog Fang, and our cat Cecil, who is a girl, but I promise we could name our cat Cecil if we got a new cat. And she is in the room with me, so she might be joining the video. I'm drinking some vanilla rooibos tea from the bulk bins at Fred Meyer. I have no idea what brand they get. With a bunch of honey. Because I'm not feeling very well. I'm going to kind of splice this in with some footage that I did earlier, but the baby woke up, so I kind of got cut short a little bit. I think this is number 10, so doing pretty good. I was gonna skip doing one this week until I started feeling a little bit better, because as you might be able to tell, I got a bit of a cold going on. So, but baby's sleeping and everyone's gone, and I could sit in front of the big window and get good light, and it's, 1-ish in the afternoon, so I decided to go ahead and just make an episode. So let's get started. Let's do FOs. First FO is my Spin Raglan sweater, patterned by Andrea Mowry, and the yarn is Cascade 220 in Christmas red. So this is my Christmas sweater, and the plan is to wear it to my husband's Christmas party for his work. They have actually an ugly sweater contest, but I'm not going to be entering mine because it's not ugly, it's cute. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to do a quick selfish knitting project, and this really fit the bill because it was made with bigger yarn, and it took me, I think, I started it on Saturday night, and I had to frog what I made that night, like 2 or 3 hours worth, and because my gauge was totally off. I was kind of going the wrong way, like this many stitches, I need to go down a needle size, because usually my knitting is kind of big, but in the round it's smaller, so it ended up that I actually needed to use the recommended size needles instead of going down. So I did that, and then I kind of restarted on Sunday, finished knitting by Wednesday night, had it soaking and blocking by Thursday, and it was nice and dry that Friday. So it was under a week to make a whole sweater, and it was really fun, and I love it. The color is perfect. It's totally Christmassy, and I could also wear it other times of the year. I kind of want to get a little pin or something to put on here just to give it a little accent, detail accent, or whatever. So yeah, that's my first finished object for this week and a half, I guess. And I only have one more, which is this little beanie from my brother-in-law. It's Patton's pattern, and it's made with a sheep's Invecta yarn, and I don't know if it's more for socks or not, but it doesn't have any nylon or synthetic in it. It's 100% wool, so I don't know if it would make good socks or not. I'm not really well versed in sock town, because I'm only on like my under 5 pairs of socks made total in my lifetime. So anyway, came out pretty good. It's real stretchy, so I made my husband try it on, and it nice and stretchy. The wool is actually pretty soft. When it's knitting up, it felt kind of rustic, but once it's actually knitted, it feels pretty soft. And I haven't blocked this yet, so we'll see what happens. But it was, you know, a very straightforward and easy pattern. And I'm also making one for my nephew in a different color, and a slightly different pattern, but same basic premise. So yeah, this is the Patton's basic beanie pattern. And I think I want to make another one using Patton's yarn because the striping looks cool in the images with the pattern. So I think I might try that. Let's see. Next up, I'll show you my works in progress. I'll show you the other beanie that I'm making for my nephew that I just mentioned. Using the same type of yarn. Oops, it's kind of stabbing itself or something. I don't know what's going on here. Sorry about any sniffles. I'm trying to keep it to a minimum, but you know, I gotta breathe. So this is a sock head hat made in Sheep's Invecta. His favorite color is red, so I don't know what my brother-in-law's favorite color is, but I went with blue because he could probably wear it with lots of stuff. There's also some neutral colors in that one, but my nephew is in the military, and I don't know what kind of stuff he can wear or whatever, but I know he gets time off, and I think he's going to be getting stationed pretty soon to his after basic training. So if it's somewhere cold, he could have this nice warm wool beanie. So it's red and this kind of gold and brown color at the top, and I have, I think, 2 more inches to go before I start decreases. So I did the 4 inches of ribbing, and I'm just going to do 7 inches of stockinette because I don't want it to be super slouchy, because I don't know how slouchy he likes his hats. I know he likes some with a little bit of slouch, but I don't want to go nutty. So this is a sockhead hat, my first sockhead hat that I have ever knit. And I got the idea, I was going to just do another basic beanie pattern, but I didn't like the decreases on that one. It had like a slip knit and a knit 2 together kind of at each decrease, and they ended up with a gap in the middle. So I don't know if I was just doing it wrong or whatever, but there's kind of like little gaps all the way up each decrease, and I don't like that. So the sockhead hat just has one type of decrease on each decrease section. It's not both a slip knit and a knit 2 together. So I think that's gonna work out better in the end. It might be the yarn, it might be me, I don't really know. But yeah, that's my sockhead hat. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I got the idea from Vine, the Yarngasm podcast, because she knit one for her husband over Thanksgiving, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a good pattern that I've seen kind of a lot, so I'm going to try one out. So I did. All right, so next is something that I think I showed last time. Sorry, it's the Rebel 2 shawl, patterned by Knit Graffiti, Leslie Ann Robinson, and there's my little Rebel thingies. So I just finished section 1, and I'm like 1 repeat into section 2, and I'll show you the back side. So this is made with Knit Picks Hawthorne Kettle Dye Tonal, this purple, in the color Goddess, and this is, I think it's basically a potluck by Trippin' with Dixie in Nameless 2. And I got that yarn in the Fiber Share swap in September. So that's my Rebel 2. It's coming out pretty good. I went down a needle size on this because my brioche on the what the fade was like really big, because I got to see some other ones in person when I went to that meetup with Andrew Mowry at Knit Pearl. I think I mentioned this the next time, that it just seemed like all of the samples and all of the things that people were wearing were like way smaller than what I had been knitting for those same patterns. Like, I think I saw a Find Your Fade sample and it looked really small compared to mine. And then I saw somebody at my middle kids school who had done What the Fade shawl, and hers was like tiny compared to mine. So I know it's a different author, but pattern author, but I figure maybe my gauge is just a little big on shawls. So a lot of the ones I have, like my Find Your Fade, I hardly ever wear it because it's so giant. But, you know, once it starts getting very cold, I'll probably wear it more often. Yeah, so that's my Rebel 2, and I'm doing it for the last Leia Cal in the Knit Graffiti Ravelry group. So, and she did that as a kind of collaboration with House of a la Mode, but I wasn't super into any of the kits. They were all inspired by outfits that Leia had worn in the movies, but none of them really were my colors that I like to wear, so except for maybe the black and white, but I wanted to do something more fun for this shawl, and I had already thought that I wanted to do that Trippin' with Dixie yarn in this pattern, so I found something else. And if you can see right here, this poster behind me, that is a Star Wars themed poster, and I'll put like a shot here of you know, from the internet of what the poster looks like. It's the Star Wars original cast playing like a rock show, and it's really funny, and so my yarn choices kind of go with that, so I'm using that as my like inspiration for this Princess Leia Cal. So yeah, there's that. And then I showed you guys my Anya socks last time, and I got heels on them, and then I kind of put them away. But last night I knitted probably about 2 inches on the feet, so these will be done in no time now. Probably another night or two of knitting. Yeah, they're coming along nicely. And since I have good light today, I'll kind of show this pattern on the front and the sides here. Get out of the way. Isn't that cool? And then on the side, there's like garter panels on either side, and the back is just stockinette, and the heels are, I think they're a slip stitch heel. I kind of forgot because I made them a while ago. Sorry, it's windy outside, so the wreath on the door is kind of shaking, blowing around and making this scraping noise, and it's kind of freaky. Yeah, so these are by Orange Knits, the pattern, and the yarn is Patons Croix in Clover colors, and I love it. They don't match, but they go. So, and I'm using 2 different balls, and I think they just started at a different place on the repeat from each other, which is fine, but isn't it pretty? So, and I tried one of them on last night just to make sure that the heel was gonna be one that I liked, and they just warmed up my foot just instantly. It was weird because I haven't really worn many wool socks this season yet. Just excuse me, I'm sorry. Usually just to cozy up at night, I have these really thick ones that I bought off of Amazon. They're like a wool blend sock, you know, mass produced or whatever, and they have kitties on them and stuff. So I haven't made any socks for myself yet, except for my Rose City rollers that don't fit me very well. They're pretty loosey-goosey and they're low, so they're not really good winter socks. I guess they're summer socks. I'm not really sure the whole ankle sock thing. I'm gonna end this clip and start a new one because I think it might be getting glitchy. So be right back. Hi, I'm back. Also blew my nose and drank a little bit of water. Yeah, so next work in progress is my Christmas socks. I cast these on December 1st. So, and they're getting really close to being done. I did my first Fish Lips Kiss heel. And the yarn is Wisdom Yarn Picks in, let's see if I can find the ball tag. I cannot. Wisdom Yarns Picks, and the color is called Cake Party. I'll flip them this way. On the last socks I did a 48 stitch cast on 2.5 millimeter needles that were, so I guess that's a US 2. And they fit okay. They're a little bit they stretch out the sock. They're not really tight, but they stretch out the sock, the stitches, like pretty far. When I try them on, which I don't really have a problem with. I think it's good to have my socks nice and tight. And I figure they probably won't fall down that much. I don't know. We'll see how they wear. Like I said, I've only ever finished one pair of socks for myself, and I don't really like how they fit, so I don't really wear them. So these, I did Susan B. Anderson's How I Make My Socks recipe, and I reduced the stitch count to 56 stitches cast on, and did 2 inches of 2x2 rib, and then knit for 6 inches before I started the heel, and then did a Fish Lips Kiss heel because I just wanted to try it. I had purchased it before and I just wanted to try it, and I didn't use the heel in the How I Make My Socks pattern, and then I'm just on the foot now, and I've tried these on and they seem to fit my foot pretty well. They're not too loosey-goosey, so hopefully I found my stitch count, and these needles are US zeros, which I think is 2 millimeter. So I don't know if they write it on here or not. I don't see any. Yeah, 2.0. Yeah, so Wisdom Yarns Picks, P-I-X, like pixel, I guess, and Cake Party. And I had seen someone knitting this on Instagram, but I can't find who it was, and I didn't save it, so, yeah, I saw it a couple days before Thanksgiving, and then maybe it was after, but I searched for it later, and I found some, and I ordered it, and it came really fast from, I think it was Texarkana yarn store. I think they have an Etsy. They also have a web store, just regular, www.com website. So, yeah, it came really quick. It was like the Monday after Thanksgiving, and ordered them that Friday before. But they're cool. They're like pretty Christmassy, but not like overtly. I think that pink really throws it to a different kind of thing. And I bought a couple of other of this yarn that I'll show you in my next segment, but I still have one more thing to show you for works in progress. and that is the Pop Twizzle cowl by Knit Graffiti. Ta-da! So I have, I think, an inch and a half more of just the straight brioche to knit, and it just seems like it's taking forever and I keep putting it down because working with really big yarn, and maybe I need a longer cord, it kind of makes my hands hurt because it's a bigger motion and it's like fighting with it a little bit, because I think the needles I'm using might be too small for this yarn, but the way it's knitting up I like, so I don't know. And this red is almost the same as my sweater, but it's called something different and I forgot what it was. I don't know, like the Cascade yarns don't have a name on the ball, so I don't know how they have a name on the websites. I think maybe they just make one up or something, but it's a heather gray with a red, and I'll show the reverse too, which isn't quite as nice, but it's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm just chugging along on this, working on it when I get the motivation to do so. I have 2 more weeks before I have to mail it, so hopefully I can get this done before then. This is for my sister, and they're the only ones that I'm making stuff for because I'm out of time. I was thinking about maybe trying to bust out some fingerless mitts for my sister-in-law and her girls, but then I have to think of something to make for the guys, and I don't want to make more sock head or basic beanie hats because they take kind of a long time considering I'm crunched. So, you know, I don't know. And then like there's the whole, I don't know if people appreciate knitted projects because maybe it's not their style or maybe it's not the color they like. But I don't know. And then my brothers, I have 2 brothers, so I don't know what's going on. I'm in kind of a sick haze right now, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, people. So that's my works in progress for the week. Okay, so I'll push those aside a little bit. Acquisitions. I ordered a lot of yarn on Black Friday, and none of it was on special. None of it. I did order some blank yarn from Craftsy, some dyeable yarn. That was the cheapest that it gets, basically, even on Black Friday. I ordered it before Black Friday, and I checked the price just to make sure I didn't get a bad deal on it. And it was the same price. So, yeah, but I ordered stuff from Olan in Ireland, and that's not here yet. And I ordered stuff from Lilu Yarn I think she's in Spain, and that's not here yet. And I ordered the Wisdom yarn picks, and that's here. So I'll just show you that. They have really cool colors, and it's all self-patterning. And so I got the cake party. This one's called Techno. There it is. Wisdom Yarns picks in Techno. So these are going to be another pair for myself. This is 75% superwash, 25% nylon, 100 grams, 420 meters, 459 yards. Yeah, really cool colors. I got this one to make something for my husband. This one is called November, and he likes this kind of 70s avocado green. It's his favorite color. So I got him this yarn, even though he doesn't really want anything knitted. I'm gonna make him something anyway. I think I'll just make him some socks he can wear around the house when it's chilly, because we haven't hit the depths of the temperatures, the lows that it can get in Portland. So I have a little bit of time. They're not going to be a Christmas present because I don't want to stress myself out. I'm already stressed out, and I only have 2 projects that are halfway done to go. And then I got this one to make my oldest kid some socks because his favorite color is purple, as I have mentioned before. And I showed it to my middle kid, and his favorite color is yellow, and he's like, I want some out of that too, because it has a little bit of this golden yellow right here. But I showed him some other yellow yarn that's way more yellow. And I also have some like lemon yellow and neon yellow dye coming. So, and also some sock yarn, some blank sock yarn that I could dye. So I think I'm gonna do that for him. And then the baby, I can make him some mini ones out of the leftovers. And then I have this. Look at that. Are we focusing on this? Can we look at this? I don't know if we're focusing or not. Anyway, this is a really pretty silk and kid mohair from Junkyard. It's a lace weight. And I don't know if you're supposed to pair mohair with a different yarn or if you can use it by itself. I don't know. I was thinking I could use it to make another Aura shawl by Andrea Mowry. I don't know. I heard a noise, sorry. But it's called Cindy Lou Who, or maybe just Cindy Lou, and it's inspired by Cindy Lou Who from The Grinch. Isn't that pretty? So I wanted to try to make something for Christmas out of it, but I think I'm running out of time here. So forget about it. Yeah, so I'm gonna end this clip right here and start a new one. See you in a minute. Hi. So that's all I have for yarn. But I purchased an ebook, and I wish I had purchased the paper book because I didn't know it was going to be this like beautiful, like already published, you know, a real book thing. I saw ebook and I was going to save $6 over the real book. Okay, I'll just get the ebook, but honestly, ooh, baby's up. Hi, this is my baby. His name is Forrest, but we call him Frosty. He was born about a week before Christmas, 2 years ago. Oh, kitty! Sorry, my cat was scratching the couch. So, Forrest is my husband's great-grandfather's name and also his second cousin. And they called them both Frosty. So we decided to name this guy Forrest/Frosty. And he just woke up from his nap, so he's a little bit dazed right now, but he has some bunny grams to snack on when he feels like having something. Anyway, I purchased Color Wheel by Vera. I'll call her Vera Rain because that's how she is on Instagram, and I don't really know how to pronounce her last name. It's called Color Wheel, and it has really awesome patterns in them, and they're all meant for hand-dyed yarns. And I'm gonna make a sweater it's called Be Mine in English, and something that starts with an O. And I think Finnish is her native language. I will correct that. And I will insert a picture and the title and everything and her actual name. It's a beautiful sweater with, I think, a funnel collar. And I'm thinking about frogging my flax light and using that lemonade shop yarn for this cardigan, called Be Mine. But I also have some, that House of a la Mode Glitter Storm. I will show pictures of both of those yarns here. Lemonade Shop, House of a la Mode. Okay, so maybe I'll use both of them and make two different versions. I don't really know, but the flax light, I feel like I can do better than that. I think that might be a little bit boring of a sweater for such a fun yarn. I don't know, you guys. Maybe I should just keep chugging on that one and then use just the House of a la Mode for the Be Mine sweater. I don't know. But also there are a ton of great patterns in that book. So, and it's a bargain. It's $16 or something, and for the e-book. And like I said, I would have gladly paid $22 for the real book. But I've already spent $16, so it'll be a $40 book at this point for 2 copies of the same thing. But if you look at that, you should totally check out the like physical book rather than the ebook, because it's beautiful. The pictures are great. The format is great. It's just this really nice looking book. So my poor baby, I'm boring him to death. Or maybe he's just still sleepy. Poor baby. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. That's all the yarn that I've received so far, and all the knitting I've done. So I will see you guys in another week or 2. So if it's not till after Christmas, what I was kind of talking about was, Katie, you don't get tea. How I want to make the Be Mine cardigan by, and I didn't know her last name earlier, but I was looking at it kind of in between then and now, and it's Vera, I forgot it again, Vera Valimaki, I think, Valimaki. I don't know what kind of accent that is, but it's not a very good one. I think that's what it is, though, like phonetically. So I want to make that cardigan, and I've been thinking there's this yarn, at least it was available yesterday, the Ode to something made by House of a la Mode, but I've given them a lot of my money lately, and I kind of want to pause on buying yarn for right now, till I kind of get some stuff off my needles. Look at my Cecil. Isn't she so cute? She's a good girl. Anyway, I wanted to show you the yarn. So this is the one yarn that I was thinking. This is Glitter Storm, part of the Stardust collection by House of a la Mode. And it's just, a light gray with dark gray and a bunch of cattail. A bunch of colorful speckles. And that would look really cool. My other thought was to frog my flax light and use my Witch Please from the Lemonade Shop on the Be Mine cardigan. So I think I have enough of either one. But it's hard to pick. because I'm not really feeling the flax light right now. And I had lined up the Glitter Storm for either a featherweight cardigan by Hannah Fettig or the Netherton cardigan. Kitty, that's in the reissue of the first Pom Pom magazine that just came out recently. And I'm not sure if I even want to make that one or not, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, I don't know how I'm going to cut this clip up because it's like an intro and then an ending. I might cut that part out. I don't know. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of go more into detail about that stuff and show you the yarns. And this is how my flax light is working up, which, you know, it's really pretty. It might look actually really cool as a short sleeve pullover. I don't know, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's just kind of, the pattern is just kind of, there's no shaping, really. There's no, you know how some people do short rows on the back of a sweater to kind of lift the back up, so it sits like this, where the back is higher and it's kind of a little bit shorter, and the front gives you a little more of a scoopy thing going on. But that pattern doesn't have it, so it's like the same on the back and the front. And I think that it's a great pattern and it's great to learn on, and I'm no expert, but I think I would like to have a little more shaping, and the Be Mine cardigan has a lot of shaping, and it's really interesting and seems like it would keep it pretty fun. So yeah, I don't know. There's also a hoodie in that book. I don't know what it's called, but it's a cardigan with a hoodie and Aran weight yarn, and I'm like looking at the Wool Kitchen. They have a bunch of skins of Champagne Supernova, which inside number 23 used on her Netherton sweater cardigan and ripped that back and made a different sweater. I don't know what it was called, but it's kind of like a garter stitch, elongated garter stitch almost, but it's really pretty. And the excuse me, the hoodie in the Color Wheel book uses an Aran weight, and they have, I think, an Aran weight, maybe it's DK, I don't know 100%, but they have a heavier weight of Champagne Supernova, which would be really cool because that's a beautiful color. And I know that she is closing up, I think, after this weekend until after the holidays or after the new year, so I could wait because I don't really have time or room on my needles to cast on something new right now. And I have the yarn to make the Be Mine cardigan. So, and there's also another one in there that's kind of like has a frilly closure. And I think that's a sport weight. And I have some sport weight yarn, but I'm reserving it for the redo of my large cardigan, which will probably happen next year sometime. I wanted to have it for Christmas. I started it last year in March or April, and my gauge was off, and it was huge. It was like probably 10 inches too big. So, and that's a little bit more positive ease than I was looking for in that pattern. So I have yet to rip it. I just put it away and am waiting for the right time to restart it. So I should probably rip it back and reskein everything because it's going to be all curly and whatever. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. So yeah, I just wanted to come back and kind of finish what I was saying before the baby woke up. And I think that's it. So I'll kind of maybe try to splice this in or something. It's going to be weird, I'm sure, because I'm not wearing the same thing. I took the sweater off. I went to pick up my middle kid from school. It was very cold in the 40s. Ugh, that's cold. And the sun's going down, and it's kind of windy, and it's a clear day, so it's like just cold, just windy. There's no clouds kind of insulating, the temperature at all. So, and I'm sick, and the baby's sick, and it's just, yeah. So we were out there, and I let him play on the playground for a little while, and I was just like, I'm cold, my nose is running, the baby's nose is running, I want to go inside. So we got home, and it's like nice and toasty in the house, so I took off the sweater, and I'm wearing my awesome Paul Bunyan shirt, our neighborhood mascot, underneath it, and then I put my little shawl on real quick so I could, not get chilled or anything. And I made myself a nice big cup of red tea. Can I show it to you without spilling it? Barely. This is my favorite tea. I don't really like green tea. Herbal tea is okay. Black tea is a little bit too dark for me. But red tea is really good for me. And I mostly only drink it when I'm sick because it makes me feel cozy. So, anyway, I think that should do it. And again, or first time or whatever, I don't know how this is going to fit into the video, but happy holidays, whichever ones you celebrate, and have a happy bye.